Welcome to episode 4, and you can see there's two of us, just two of us in this wild, wild west today. Today I'll tell you guys a story. Today I have Pulane Rampoana.
Yes.
You see, guys, I'm trying to make sure that I'm pronouncing everybody's surname right. You know what I mean? Guys, before we get into this, this is such a 360. It's actually a 360.
Yeah.
Because I always tell you guys that, I grew up in this life. And today we're talking to actresses, but we're talking to actresses that are more on stage than they are on the screens. And because life is what life is, she knows my mother. She's friends with my mother. She knows me from when I was a small one. small. And that's this is what I love about what I'm doing, because it just brings people that I haven't seen, who I maybe don't even remember because I was younger, coming into my life, learning that I really am deep in this space. So that makes me so happy. Well, actually, when we speak about some of your work, you did do Lioness.
Yes, I
did. You did
did.
that with Miss Shannon, who was here recently.
Yes.
But as you're saying that you're a theatre girly, and you were just doing Cry of Winnie Mandela in Durban, eh?
We just came back from
back.
Durban now. Yes.
Please, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Ooh, I could say, as Rami Chweni would put it, the Cry of Winnie Mandela is a movement. Mm-hmm. It's not just a play. It's very timeless. It affects each and every woman. Doesn't matter where you come from. Doesn't matter what age. Obviously, we're telling the story of Mama Winnie, but through different women in South Africa that are going through the exact same things that she's gone through.
Yes,
By the way,
later.
she was the one woman that has waited longer than everybody else, I guess, for a man. 27 years is a very long time to wait for one man.
Commitment. 50 Cent also said if you could do 21. She said, nah, I'm going to do 27.
She's like, I will do 27. I'll go 6 up on it. But yeah, she's the longest waiting woman in South Africa. So every other woman in South Africa that has waited for their men, girls that have waited for their fathers and all of that, they kind of took after her. She became this example and an epitome of what waiting means. But I'm hoping that it comes back so you are able to actually come see the show.
Yes.
And make up your mind about it. But I must say, you must just prepare a couple of tissues.
I think, especially as a woman and a woman in South Africa, knowing just how much she put on her back for us, I just don't see any story that she's in or in any way that she's portrayed that will, one, not hit home, and two, as you said, bring a lot of tissues.
Yeah.
Because also a lot of times we're like, the recognition that you got is not even anywhere close to what you should have gotten. The pedestal that they put you on was not even as big or as high as it should have been.
That's what it should have been.
Yes.
But you know what? I believe her legacy will live on.
Yeah.
I believe that even if she didn't get appreciated or accepted in her own little space, in her own little country, I believe that she's still going to live. This legacy is still going to live and change lives of so many women, not only in South Africa. I believe that.
Yeah.
And I can see it happening.
I think with just in our industry, we have a lot of shows from the past coming back. So it's very likely that soon we will tell our version and our stories of her.
Yeah.
And the younger generation, they love knowledge so much. They always want to be eating everything up. So you may be like, oh, this thing happened 30, 40 years ago, nobody's going to care about it. They're like, actually, I've decided that at dawn we are riding for Winnie. We've decided as a collective. So, okay, what I want to ask you is, what is one of the hardest things about being on stage that people wouldn't know or wouldn't even think?
There's nowhere to hide. Stage.
No cut.
No. There's nowhere to hide. You are there, it's intimate. People can smell you. You can hear them. The energy is so palpable. Like, you cannot run away from people's eyes. Even the people that you're acting with, should anything happen, you need to fix it, but you can't show everybody that you're fixing anything. It's got to be part of the story. It's got to be part of your character at that time. There is no way to hide.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything that happens to you at that moment, whether you need to go pee, whether there's no way to hide, you better speak to that thing at that moment and go like, not now, darling, not now.
Okay, forgetting lines.
Yeah.
Forgetting lines. You're gonna just improv there and throw whatever and hoping that everyone on stage catches it and they know what's just happened.
Yes, that's why when you're on stage, there's a certain chemistry that you need to have with your co-actors. Because everybody knows where the story is going, right?
Yeah.
But everybody needs to know and understand that if they look at you and you look like a deer caught in the headlights, they need to know.
Sweep in,
They need to know how to come in and sweep in and kind of help you remember something so that the story can keep continuing, so it doesn't look like anybody made a mistake.
Have you ever had to write words on your hands or on a body part somewhere to be like, if I say this word, I know that it will trigger these sentences?
Exactly. No, I think all of us have done that. Where you're like, oh, there's too many
notes
lines.
for theater.
There's too many lines I can't remember. And you're like, yeah, actually, and then see, you manage to see what it is, but the audience should never catch on.
Yeah.
They shouldn't.
And I think that's also like the thing about theater is, as much as every day that you go in, because sometimes you guys will do like more than one show a day.
Yes, 2 or 3 sometimes.
The story and the message will always be the same, but the lines may not always hit exactly. The lines may not always sound the same.
Yeah.
The positioning of where we are on stage may not always be exactly the same.
Exactly.
Because we're not going to put crosses all over the stage, so now where everybody knows where their mark is, like when you are on camera.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now imagine, this is one of the other hardest things about stage. You are used to counting from 1 to 10. That's what you need to do. But every day is going to be new. Somebody that came to watch you count from 1 to 10 yesterday, they can't see you counting from 1 to 10 today.
Because people go to multiple shows. People
Yes.
go to multiple shows.
Just to see you give them a different take every day, because you're not the same person every day.
Yes.
So they want to see that. So as an actress, you gotta have that thing of approaching your counting as if it's a new thing every day.
That's why I always say, like, this is so emotion-based, it's so love-based, and because your emotions are constantly changing and going up and down, the way you deliver something today could be slightly different to the way you deliver it tomorrow.
True.
As long as you put your heart in it and you put your heart on that stage, that's the best.
And also sometimes you find that you didn't wake up very well today. You got bad news in the morning.
I'm sure you guys can hear that I'm sounding a little bit sexier today.
You see? Those type of things. You're sounding a little bit sexier today, but you still need to kind of use the sexier to go deliver the same counting of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
But it's got to be a part of who you are today.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is going to be different. You're going to wake up maybe happier, you had better news, and you still take that happiness and make it a part of who you are again on stage today.
But I was busy. I've had this conversation with like people in my life that, you know, sometimes let's say you have a certain character and your character is really sad, like the character that you play is really sad, that could bleed into your home life, and not like you're going home and you're fighting with people, but because you've been sad for 10 hours of the day, your energy is just low. You're tired. You probably just want to eat and sleep because you've probably been crying.
But this is why you need to employ certain methods to get in and out of that character. A lot of younger actors don't know this. There has to be a ritual that you do as an actor. You can't keep going in and out of theaters, out of spaces where you're getting into characters, and after that you're going home.
Yeah.
At some point, because you embody these things so much, you're going to end up not knowing the difference between your own emotions and the character's emotions.
Especially if it's something that you a character that you play for a long
time in a day. So that's why when you arrive at work, whether you're on TV or stage, when you arrive at work, there has to be a certain ritual where you feel like you are wearing this character. Look at it as a jacket. Look at it as a hat. Consciously put this hat on. When the show is done and you've given your bow, you have to consciously, before you go speak to your audience members, people that came to watch you, you have to consciously take this thing off. It might look like it's nothing, but it's actually quite big. It's actually quite a big thing to do.
When you're backstage and you're removing your makeup, and you're taking off the hair and you're watching this person disappear in front of you. That's why I'm always, you know, sometimes people be like, oh, I don't like the way they're doing the character's makeup. And I'm like, is your name Palesa? Because that's not your name.
It's not.
This is Palesa's makeup, so go and do it. And when you take it off you, then you're like, oh, there you are, girl. I see you.
It's no
Welcome
longer
back.
Palesa.
Yes.
See? But that's the ritual, that's the thing you have to do for yourself as an actor. Otherwise, that's why, unfortunately, a lot of actors that get so much into the characters and they never get out of it, at some point in their lives, they don't understand where did they go wrong, why are they so confused about who they are, and then that thing draws them down so much that it becomes detrimental to their health, to their mental health especially. Now people start abusing substances because they don't understand.
And it's such a big thing in our world.
It is a big thing.
It's such a big thing in our world.
That's why you need to do that favor for yourself as an actor. Get in and get out of that character. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Make people wait.
Yeah.
Because that's going to help you going forward. Make people wait for that 20 minutes and sit in that dressing room and get out of that character.
Yeah.
You cannot take those emotions home. Imagine your partner now having to deal with like a split personality. No, you don't want that. That's going to destroy your life.
Yeah.
You know?
It's going to destroy relationships.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I want to know, for you, what is the difference between theater and television?
Man. Okay. The one thing, firstly, about television, as you said earlier, there's a cut.
Yes.
There's a cut, you have a chance to do things again. In theater, you gotta be so disciplined to firstly remember your lines every day.
Because like, what if like you play, like what's the longest play you've done?
The longest play I've done, I think
Not running, but like amount of time on stage.
Lala Ngexeba is the one that I did in December.
Yes.
Because it's a political play. Oh. So it was even the political jargon that we had to say. But it was long, it was almost 2 hours of just speaking. Imagine
2 hours of no cut.
Yeah.
2 hours of having to know the whole script. That's scary.
It's scary, and the thing about it is you are speaking facts. It's based on a real life story of Bab Robert Sobukwe and his wife, and I was playing the wife. But not only the wife, you're playing other multiple characters within that to bring the story forth. So you have to, because it's an educational thing for people that are coming to watch, you cannot know what you're saying. People are listening to this thing for the first time. They don't know
they
who
can fact check.
Robert Sobukwe is. Yes. Even the people from PAC came to watch. And we had to get our facts straight. So it's the scariest thing that in that 2 hours, everything that you're saying has to be fact-checked and it has to be accurate, but you still kind of have to play it as a character.
Bring
but it's an
story
educational
to it.
story. Yes. So it's the longest thing I've ever done. It's the most wordy thing I've ever done. But it was the scariest for me because if at any point you forget, your co-actors had to be so quick on their feet to try and patch up what you forgot.
So because of that, do you then, when you're learning your lines, do you kind of then try to get a gist of everyone's sort of situation so that you can, I remember this is what you were supposed to say, and then you can jump in for them?
That's why in your preparation for these type of shows, especially the political ones, especially the ones that can be fact-checked, it becomes your life. You recite your lines every day, everywhere you are, in the bathroom, in the kitchen while you're cooking. You dream about it, you get nightmares about it, because you have to.
Do you consume other content while you're busy doing this, or you just don't want to consume any other content that's gonna maybe blur?
The only content I will have or I will consume is about the same work that I'm doing.
Okay.
If I'm going to watch anything online, it's going to be about the story, so I can
Okay.
get more background.
I hear you.
I see. But
hear
if
you.
you try and consume other content, especially during the process where you don't know your lines yet,
Yeah.
you're kind of going to confuse yourself. You need to get to a point where you feel like you and the lines are one thing.
Okay.
You are at a point where you are not thinking about your lines anymore.
Okay.
You're thinking of different ways now to deliver the lines, different ways to play the characters, and different ways to remember somebody else's lines
Okay.
in case they cannot remember their own lines. Because you have to help each other in that way.
Yeah.
And there were only 3 of us on that stage. There aren't a lot of us.
There's no
where we can say-
continuity at the back that
No.
says, guys, these are the words, this is actually
No.
what's going on right now.
This is why I had to know my lines, but I had to know KG's lines, I had to know Zizi's lines. In case you can see that one of them is kind of going a little bit off script, you're able to jump in
Okay.
and take on their lines. That's the work you have to do when you're sitting at home.
Okay.
An actor prepares.
An actor prepares.
An actor
How much time do you guys take to prepare? Like you said, this was 2 hours, is a long time.
Yeah.
When did you guys start preparation in order to get to stage and obviously execute?
It kind of become something between 4 and 6 weeks.
Okay.
So you start with lines, you start with reading.
So like a month and a half.
A month and a half of reading, playing with different things, finding different exercises to help you get into the story.
And this, obviously, you guys are on stage together, how many times a week? Not on stage together, but like during preparation, you guys obviously meet up.
You have to meet up every day. It's 6
Okay.
days a week.
Okay.
6 days a week of meeting up, Monday to Saturday,
Okay.
from 9 until 5, with
Back,
just
back to 9 to 5
1
time.
hour of lunch.
Yes.
And unless you are tired and you need to go to the loo, you take a 5. At the most, you take a 15.
Okay.
Bathroom, coffee, learn more lines, get back into it.
Okay.
Because it has to be nature. It has to feel like
A natural conversation
it's
that
a
you guys
natural
would just
conversation.
have.
So that 6 days a week, all you're consuming, all you're doing is reciting lines to each other, around each other, in the bathroom while you're eating your lunch. Everything becomes about that. But now when you come and do the show and the show opens, you come to work 2 hours before.
Yes.
Let me say the show has to start at 7, you gotta be there at 5. At 5 o'clock when you arrive, you need to do your warm-ups, and then you need to run through the script again.
Yeah.
Every day, it has to be a ritual, so this thing becomes part of you.
Yeah.
And then just before the show starts, half an hour before the show starts, maybe at 6:30, you are now in your own little corners, finding that ritual of how you are getting into these characters,
Okay.
of how
Wearing
you are
that
meditating.
jacket.
Yes. Now you put in the jacket on, you're meditating, you are quietening everything else. You don't touch your phone, you don't speak to other people outside of this, you don't distract yourself. All you're thinking about is this world you are getting into now, and you become. Then you're on stage.
And then your nerves and the butterflies are wow.
And they are there
Yes,
every day
all the
without
time.
fail. Without fail.
But for me, that always says that you're excited about what you're doing. You know how important what you're doing is, and you also scared to fail with what you're doing. So that's, I always feel like that's what nerves are.
You can't afford to fail. Also.
Yes.
You can't afford to disappoint yourself. As a perfectionist, as an actor, as
I
a
think
storyteller.
disappointing yourself, yes, disappointing other people is terrible, but disappointing your own self.
You cannot
Because you
live
have
with
to
that.
sit with that.
Yeah.
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 What do you wish for the theatre space?
I wish the theatre space can be taken the same way that soccer and rugby are taken. That's what I wish for it. I wish a lot of people could know more about theatre as much as they can sit and enjoy soccer and rugby and tennis and cricket.
And also just it having just more as much attention, as much funding, and just as much help as all of those sports.
Theatre, for me,
Yes.
is one of the most important mediums to teach, to
It's just so raw.
Yeah, it's to teach, to uplift, to give hope, to heal people, to help people take things on and off, to entertain. But it's not taken like that. And I think that narrative has to change. And I feel like if we had anybody in our government that understood what storytelling and what theater means in the long run, in the bigger sphere of things.
Because even the people who are representing our craft in that space, they're not even in that space.
No, they don't even know anything about
really
the
about
space.
this space.
And it's so sad.
Yeah.
It is so sad.
Being represented by somebody who doesn't know you is crazy work.
Oh, that doesn't even care to know you. They don't even care to know you.
Do you have a dream role? Something that exists, something that doesn't exist, something that you've dreamt up in your house, something that you've seen somewhere?
You know what? When I was at varsity, I used to learn about Broadway and stuff. There's this lady called Audra McDonald.
Okay.
She's a soprano.
Oh.
She's a theater actress. She's always been one of my
You're a
favorite.
singer, you're a dancer, choreographer.
Yes. So I've always loved Audra, and I've always loved to play the roles that she has played. Like there's one I think she played in Porgy and Bess, and she played in, oh my word, there's just too many. There's just too many. There's a song that I did on my Instagram. I don't know if I still have it or I deleted it because I'm an overthinker also.
Yeah, gosh.
Of one of the songs that she did, it's called Daddy's Son. And I sang that song, and she's my inspiration. So any role she plays, I would love to try.
Okay.
I love her so much.
Okay.
And she's
Please
a black.
get your face when you're talking about her. Yay.
She's this beautiful black American lady that has been in theater. She's an epitome of what influence I would love to have in the theater.
Okay, I like that. Funds. Do you think the funds are being misused in the theater world?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, shall I take a sip? Because wow. Hey, it's tricky.
I'll take that. But
No,
in
it's
our
tricky. It's
day
tricky.
and life now, in which place are the funds not being misused?
Yeah. Listen, I can't say I have proof of funds being misused, and I don't want to implicate myself, but there could be more.
Yeah.
There is more that could be done. There's more that we could do to go out there and take theater to the people.
We're
But it's
such
not
good,
being
I
done.
want to say that we're such good storytellers. We're such an interesting people. We are really such an interesting people.
Then why is it not being taken to the people? Why are my people still out there in the rural areas, in the townships, and still don't know much about theater? Please tell me. Please tell me. Why is it that there's so much funding that comes from government and it goes into the so-called sports, arts, and culture and blah, blah, blah,
But
blah?
sports is...
But sports is the one that
shunned.
gets known by everybody else, but theater is not. Why? I have a bone to
Why?
pick with whoever is up there, but hey, I also don't want to implicate myself in things. And also, this is the saddest thing I can say. This is why most talented people are leaving the country. It should not be that way.
Because the minute they have an opportunity to leave the country, everybody's packing their bags and they're going.
But it shouldn't be.
And with that happening, we are never going to build our own industry if everybody leaves.
We should have more people wanting to stay.
Yes.
And actually telling African stories and actually feeling like they're being supported and they're loved and appreciated here.
And you know
But
what?
we're
It
not.
doesn't even, yes, I want African stories, but it doesn't even have to be African stories. Whatever story that you want to tell, people should really, and it's a good story that other people also want to listen to.
Yeah.
People should have the opportunity to.
But we're not.
We really not. Okay, I'll ask you my last question. How does an audience have 100 people, 500 people, 1,000 people? Look, how does the energy in that room change performances, affects your performance, you know? What does it do for you?
Oh. Firstly, as an actor, you need to open yourself up to that world, right? So it means you come into it unprotected.
Yeah.
Your core is open to receive and to give. So if you come in unprotected like that, when you step onto the stage and people rise to clap, and that comes straight to you. It changes your energy, it changes your deliverance. As an actor, you're the one that has to take that and try and control it in real time and still be able to tell the story. Imagine 1,500 kids excited to see what you say, or excited to just listen to what you say, and they get up and they start screaming and they start crying and there's no way that wouldn't affect you.
Yeah.
Even if you thought, oh, I was about to, deliver this monologue, darling, you gotta be that type of an actor that knows how to shut the noise and still give a performance.
You're giving a monologue like
exactly.
this.
And you can't afford to do that because your monologue is not supposed to sound like that. But the energy of those kids, it's so real, it's so big.
How do you not just jump on them and just hug everybody like, ah?
Listen, everything inside of you wants to jump and also cry with them. But you still have a story to tell. The show must go on.
Yeah.
And because the show must go on, you need to take that, whatever they're giving you, and do this with it, and do this with it, and put it around and say, I'm going to use that to be able to just put a little bit up a notch to tell them this story. Only afterwards, you are allowed to let it go.
And exhale.
And be. And when you exhale, now Tessa comes back.
Yes.
It's no longer that ballet that's telling the story.
But I feel like that feeling is also the feeling that sports gives people as well. So why is it not a big deal?
I don't know. I think it's how we're presenting the thing as a country. Everything around us and everywhere we go, soccer is the one, rugby is the one, cricket is the one that's being given, oh, this is good, everybody must come, everybody must do this, everybody must go watch. This is how much the tickets are there. But they're not doing the exact same thing with the arts. Why are you not advertising it the same way? Why are you not giving money into it the same way?
Why aren't brands standing you'll be like, oh, this brand.
Yes.
Us as panelists, SA, are putting all our money behind all the soccer teams. How come brands aren't also coming in like, we're putting a lot of money behind theatre?
Because we've taken the importance out of the theatre and given it to all the other facets of sports, arts and culture, but not the theatre.
What do you think that is?
Lack of understanding. Lack of knowing ourselves.
Okay.
If we knew how much theatre meant, if we knew how much theatre can teach, can uplift, can heal.
Because we used it to speak to each other when we weren't allowed to speak to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now we have people at the top that don't understand, that also need the education of what theatre means.
Yeah.
Until they also take it upon themselves to understand and know what it means, then the day they understand, they would actually give that sort of importance to it.
Okay.
Right now, everybody looks at everybody on TV and go like, oh my God, they're my idols. But they don't understand that the same medium of storytelling that's on TV is the same medium that's in the theatre. In the theatre is even worse because the actors in the theatre have to work. The discipline is so much different to TV.
It is.
I'm not taking anything away from TV. It's also hard in its own way because you need to take all of that big energy and stuff in the theatre and contain it on TV.
Yeah.
And somebody has to see it in your eyes, to see it in just one gesture that you do. But in theatre, you have to make it bigger, right? But until we give the same importance that we give to TV, to soccer, to rugby, to theatre, then it means we're not doing anything.
Yeah. No, definitely, theatre definitely deserves more recognition. And it's so beautiful, like I've said before, like I grew up in around Market Theatre when I was much younger, I did dancing when I was younger as well. So I'm very much for stage life. I think it's great. It's difficult.
But imagine what it meant
great
for you.
Yes.
When you were busy dancing, when you were going to the Market Theatre, the butterflies, like the storytelling. Where did that go? Why does every little girl, every little boy not being given a chance to also experience the same thing?
Yes, to see what it taps inside of them.
I wish they could. I wish funding could be given out.
Yeah.
So all these, we can have people going into schools, into communities.
Like even literally like a Saturday drama class. like
We need that.
all around the place where it's free for the kids to come in
And they
just to
must give
express
us the
themselves.
money to do it.
Yes, no, obviously we have to pay the instructors and the people who will run the organization, but it should be an organization that, you go, we guys do 50 kids a weekend, whatever, people sign up. Look at us, we've already just laid it out for whoever's going to catch this and make it happen.
Funding, please, so we can go into the townships, the rural areas, and actually teach people.
Thank you so much for riding with me today. It's just us today. It's just us.
Yes, the Mbokodos.
Yes, I appreciate you so much. And even the fact that you knew my mom just made this so sweet for me as well. So I thank you for your time always.
Thank
I
you.
just, I wish all your dreams for theatre do come true. I wish you do get to play all the roles that you want.
Yay.
I wish that all the things that we are saying and we are asking for are heard. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Though there's no way the world cannot see how important just storytelling and how we connect with it is. Yeah, they must stop. I always say during COVID, everybody went back to music, reading, watching theatre productions online and just watching TV. Everybody went back to the arts to try and make themselves feel better. So it's a big deal.
It is a big deal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the invite.